Welcome to the XtextCasts. In the last episode, I showed how to create a preference page to customize your Xtext generator. In this episode, we will put this configuration into project property page. This will allow us to have different configurations for different projects and sharing those configurations between multiple developers. So let's start. And first I create a simple Xtext project and immediately run the generator. And now let's go to the generator and implement it. And I paste a simple code to generate greetings.txt file with one line for each greeting from our DSL. As in the previous episode, we will customize the word hello. And let's start with creating a property class. And this class will access and set our new property. And here we need two constants. First, property text that will contain internal name for our property, and we need to prepend this name with a plugin ID. And I will also create a constant in the runtime module containing plugin ID, and we can grab it from plugin XML here. Just copy and paste, and then we will need another constant for default value, and I will stick with hello, just like in our generator. Then let's create the accessor that will return the value of our property, and it needs a project as a parameter, iProject, and we need to add a bundle that contains iProject. Now, having done this, we can create a project scope, passing a project as a parameter, and get a node using our plugin ID. And here we need another bundle. This is a runtime. And unfortunately, we have to add it manually. But this is not a big deal. Now we have our node. And we can grab the value of our property, providing default value here. And the last method in this class will be the method that stores a new value for our text property. And here we need two parameters, the project and the new value. Here we also grab the node, put the property text with a new value text, and then we have to flush the node to store the new value. And the exception that we here probably get, we just declare at the method. The next step is to use Dependency Injection to provide our properties to the generator. This is useful if our generator runs in an environment where iProject is not available, like some test environments or standalone generator run. So I create properties provider, and let's make it interface and add our method. And then let's add the implementation. And in our implementation, first we call just directly our properties implementation, and we add implemented by annotation here. Now we can inject our property provider into the generator. And now we can just call getText, passing some project that we don't have yet, and then get our properties. And now we need to get iProject from the Amf object. And in order to do this, first we get a path. We take an object, go to eResource, get URI, and say to platform string with a true parameter. And then we can get a ifile from the resource plugin, then workspace, root, and find member, passing our path as a parameter, and then we have to cast it to the ifile. Now we can grab the project of the file, and we have our iProject. Going all the way through those calls, we can experience null point exceptions if we run in the environment without Eclipse initialized, like test or standalone run. So I will just add a null safe calls here, and there, and then we will get a null if workspace doesn't exist or we can't find member or something like this. Now we need to export our new package. We go to Runtime, Export Packages, and choose our Properties package. And like in the previous episode, we will create add-ons plugin to add property page. First, we will add our dependency to MyDSL non-UI and UI plugins. And then in the extension page, we can add our property. And here we specify the text property page, the name just a text. Now let's see what we get. We get a property page that is bind to an I file with some filter, and this is not exactly what we want. Let's take a look of a property page that's already defined in the UI plugin. And here, as you can see, we use a category for MyDSL to put our property page on the right place, and we use the iProject adapter to enable our property page. So let's just copy those parts to our property page. And this makes sure that our property page gets showed if a project with Xtext nature is selected. Now let's go to the property page class and see what we get. And here we have some properties for the file. So let's use it as a template for our needs. And first, we write a text. This will be a text title, and this will be a text. the first section and the separator is not needed, and we convert the second section to the text section, setting the text to the text title and renaming this variable. And here we have to populate our text field, and we can do it using our properties class. And here we use our properties class directly, since if our property page is shown, then we have Eclipse definitely. And in order to get our I project, we can get the element that is selected, get the adapter, and the adapter should be of the I project class. And this is ensured by our enabling condition. And now we only need to do something if a default button gets clicked and OK button gets clicked. So the default value we can also grab from the properties class, default text. And here we just call properties store text, getting a project and passing a new value that is entered into the text box. And here we return true, and if exception gets thrown, we return false, and this ensures that the property page is not closed. You may also consider here to show an error message or write some log message. Now let's run the second Eclipse instance and see if everything worked as expected. First, let's create a test Java project. And then make sure that our property page is not shown. Now let's add the Xtext nature. And now you see our text property page shown. And let's change it. Now if we create a model file, my.sl, and write hello Eclipse, for example, then the generated text is hi Eclipse. So it works. Now let's revert it back to default and regenerate the project. And now the generated file says hello Eclipse. And if you go to the navigator and see what settings we have, then we have our my.sl properties with an entry for my.sl setting text to hello. Committing this file to the source code repository will share our settings with other developers. Thank you for watching XtextCasts. Go to the XtextCasts.org to get show notes, discussions and more episodes.